Welcome back to Movie Take Tuesday, the movie review that nobody asked for, that I'm giving you anyway. Yes, I'm bringing that intro back. I don't know if I've been using it, but if I haven't, here it is. I don't remember. I watch my videos back one time and then I post them. So, yeah, that's. Anyway, welcome back. Let me jump into the movie. One sec. Okay. My mouth's already dry, which is bad because I'm about to start yapping. Not really. There's not a lot to say. I went and watched the Solo Leveling Reawakened movie. Now, I've already lost some of you, which is fine, okay? And also, just a heads up, I'm going to be using this hand to gesture a lot. I got a pretty gnarly cut on it the other day. Sorry if that makes you like grossed out, okay? I'm not like I could get a band-aid, but like I need to air it out. It's getting gross. Anyway, Solo Leveling Reawakened, an anime movie. I've already lost some of you. That's fine. This isn't for everybody because it's an anime, which, you know, is a pretty niche. I just realized I gotta start a timer so I can kind of keep track of how long I've been recording for. This shouldn't take long. I really need to get like a scene transition thing because that's not technically a cut or an edit, or at least I don't think it is. Would transitioning a scene be an edit to a video? Because we don't do that here. We don't do that here. Anyway, um, Solo Leveling Reawakened is a recap for like the first hour and 15 minutes. It's like a 2 hour movie. The last 40 minutes are, well, we'll get into that. So it's a recap because Solo Leveling it's a show. Like the anime already has a first season of the show. And basically the movie was taking those 12 episodes of 24 minutes apiece and turning it into 70 minutes. So my first kind of thing against it is just that like you miss out on a lot. This movie is not for someone who's never seen the show before. So I mean, I guess it's meant to be for that, but it just didn't really feel like that. I mean, maybe that's just because I've seen the show and I know what they left out, and which they had to. Totally get that. They had to. But it still was just like a kind of a bummer to be like, oh, that would have been really cool to see again. But not that you can. You can go rewatch it and whatever. But it was a recap for the first 70 minutes. And I mean, it was still good. I mean, the first season was awesome. So, of course, I liked watching some of it again. But again, to reiterate, not really good for someone who's never seen the movie before. Um, is that picking up? My dog's chewing on her toy bone. Do you mind? Thanks. Um, well, you're just gonna have to deal with that because I'm not taking it away from her because she's being quiet. Besides that, so it's a recap. I don't really know what to talk about. I guess to kind of give you an idea of what the recap's about. So Solo Leveling itself, in a nutshell, is about this guy who's really weak, who's a hunter, and hunters are people that hunt magic creatures for stones and typical fantasy anime mumbo jumbo. And it's about this dude who's weak, who kind of becomes strong based on certain things that have happened. And which, like, the beginning, like, of the recap didn't really show a lot of the first episode, which is where you get most of the backstory. So, again, not very friendly towards newcomers. And kind of the first the recap, the first 12 episodes or the 12 episodes of the first season are about like him being weak, getting this kind of power up, and then growing stronger and like facing tougher and tougher and tougher opponents. Really cool. And the reason I went and watched this movie was not only because I'm a fan of the anime, but which I guess spoiler alert, I'm a big nerd, which is why I went and watched an anime movie. And if you didn't think a guy that goes to a movie every Tuesday by himself isn't a nerd, I don't really know what you thought was gonna happen. I'm not like a jock or something. Okay, she needs the bone needs to go out into the living room. Go get it. That might piss her off. That's fine. She just went and go got it. Went and go got it. Went to go get it. I'm a big nerd, so of course I'm a fan of this show, and the movie was. I mean, it was a recap, and it was good. And the point I was trying to make, the reason I went to go see the movie was because they teased like the first and probably second episode of the second season, which is coming out. Which, by the way, is going to be a great season. Based off the first 2 episodes I saw, well, I think it's the first 2. I don't know if it's a shortened version of them. It didn't feel like it. It felt like a full episode. I don't really know. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it was so good. Animation was just as good. They didn't like fall off like Blue Lock did. I mean, I can go into an anime tangent, but no one wants that. This is a movie review channel, not an anime review channel. But it is an anime review channel if the anime is a movie that is out in theaters. So it's an anime movie review video for my movie review channel. We still following along? Good. So yeah, it leads. The second season's going to be awesome, which is part of the reason why I'm really excited for, or I really liked the movie because of that. But it's going to lose a lot of points just because it's a recap. Now, let me just kind of explain the train of thought here. If it were just a recap, it would get a 5 out of 10. Like, not because, right, they took 12 episodes, they turned it into 70 minutes to recap. The 12 episodes themselves are like an 8, 9 out of 10. Easy. But turning it into a movie that I've already seen makes it a 5. Not because it's bad, but because I've already seen it. And this is a review based on my opinion. And that's my opinion. I gotta put my arm down. It's tired. So yes, if it were just a recap, it'd get a 5 out of 10, which is low. But that's not because it sucks. It's just because I've seen it already. Okay? So, like, chill. No one's actually heated. It's just I'm getting heated. And so, sorry. But it wasn't just a recap, technically. It was also a teaser for the next season, which gives it some points. And the animation, even in the recap part, is still good. It's great, actually. And the soundtrack, which, if you're someone who enjoys like a good soundtrack in a TV show or a movie, you would really like Solo Leveling. Because the soundtracks to certain scenes is just, whoo, man, like, whoo. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it's good. It's good, I guess, is what that means. So, whatever. Interpret that how you will. So, animation's good. The soundtrack's good. And the second season has not, because technically, and we know how I feel about sequels, hopefully, at this point. Maybe not. Have I not? Yeah, Gladiator 2. If you're not familiar with how I feel about sequels, go see my Gladiator 2 review. I forget what it's titled. But sequels, which kind of, a sequel is also like a second season to a show, I feel like. Which isn't exactly the same thing as a sequel, and I get that. But in the same way, it kind of is. So, I was hesitant about how the second season's going to be. And now I'm no longer worried about it at all. I'm very much looking forward to what the second season will bring. So that's exciting. Now I'm only at like 8 minutes for this review. It's not going to be a long review. It's not. There's not a lot to talk about because it's a recap. A recap. Which, like, I sound a lot more disappointed than that than I am. I mean, I knew it was a recap going in. I knew that. Um, I just, like, there's not a lot to talk about. The first 70 minutes of the recap are, like, showing kind of how he grows in power. And then I guess the second season is going to be about, like, how he is powerful and how he deals with that, I think. I don't know. Maybe. So, kind of some not parting words. I'm not wrapping it up yet. If you have seen the show, the first season of Solo Leveling, watch the movie because you want to see what's going on for the second season. If you've never watched the show, don't watch the movie. You will be confused. You might not enjoy your time. You might. My guess would be you'd be confused. You'll enjoy it to a certain degree, but you'll also just be like, wow, this is going really fast because they're dumping. What is 12 times 24? I need to. Alexa, what is 12 times 24?
12 times 24 is 288.
288. So 288 minutes, right? That they dumped into 70 minutes. What was my point I was trying to make with this? Dude, I forgot my point. I asked the Alexa. Oh, shoot. Shut up. She listens to me. Okay, she stopped lighting up. Good. Yes, I have one in my home. Yes, I'm probably being listened to by government agents. Yes, I might go to jail. No, I won't. I'm just kidding. I don't say anything that bad. I should probably move on. 288 minutes. 288 minutes. I got to pronunciate. 288 minutes into 70 minutes is going to confuse anybody because, oh yeah, the timeline, the speed of the show. If you've never seen it, it's going to be fast. If you watch the movie, it's going to be really fast. So watch the show if you've never seen the movie or don't. I don't really care. I like it. Some of you might like it. It's not for everybody, and I get that. Anime is niche. It's not for everybody. That's fine. All right. More for me, I guess. Which isn't how it works, but who cares? So, I guess I should go into the rating of the movie. Again, like I said, if it was just a recap, a 5 out of 10, but it wasn't. So it got points back for the second season teaser, which is awesome. Gets points for its soundtrack and the animation. So I think overall I'm going to go with a 7.5 out of 10, which, you know, isn't a testament to how good the show is, because the show is great. It's just the movie is a recap. So, like, from a perspective of someone who's already seen all of what I'm watching, it would be like going to the theater to another movie. Or I'm sorry, that's stupid. Let's say you went to the theaters and watched Moana 2, and you went to the theaters again and watched Moana 2 on a different day, and then you were just like, I mean, yeah, it was good. I've seen it already, you know? But it was good. That's a bad example. What's a better example? I think Halloween area, or like around Halloween time, they put out A Nightmare Before Christmas again. Like just our anniversary, which anniversary stuff is fine, you know, but it's like you going and watching that and going, "Yep, it's the same movie I've watched before," you know. So I guess that's probably bad, and people are just getting lost in what I'm trying to say. I'm just kind of talking in circles. That's fine. I'm just gonna wrap this up. I don't need it. It doesn't need to be any longer than, I don't know, 13 minutes. I don't know how long. I might have started that late. So 7.5 out of 10. It's a good show. The movie was good, especially if you've seen the show already. And that's really all I've got for you. So I guess I'll see you next Tuesday.